Dreaming of your own Disney fairy tale ending? This episode is brought to you by Royal Escapes Travel Company.
Tonight's episode is extra special because we want to give a huge congratulations to our friends Alex and Andrew, who just got married at EPCOT. Honestly, what better place to start your happily ever after than the most beautiful park on earth? We're so excited for you guys and honored to celebrate this amazing moment with you. Here's to a lifetime of love, laughter, Disney trips, and probably spending way too much money at festival booths together. Congratulations from all of us here at the Mickeyphile Podcast.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Hi.
We're very excited to have you on.
We are, and it's way too long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy crap, man. It's been 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
3.
We've been trying to be guests on your podcast for 3 years.
It's Karen's fault.
Uh-huh.
I'm not the social director. I'm the engineer.
He's not wrong on that. I am kind of the social director.
It's been 3 years. Like, that's shockingly long and short.
Yeah. It seems like
at
just
the same
yesterday
time.
Right? That we started spending time together.
But now we're here
yes.
and excited.
Yes.
And maybe we'll do it again.
Yes.
Oh, we'll definitely do it again.
So tell them how we met them.
So we met Alex and Andrew on the last night of our Disney Wish cruise in 2023.
Yep.
In family karaoke, which I have no idea. The line was short. That's, I think, why we were all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have no idea why we all were in family karaoke.
Yeah.
But we were.
Yeah, you
Karen
were
was
up on
walking
stage.
around with her bottles of champagne.
trying to finish off what we had already paid for.
Well, I did manage to bring home a bottle.
So, on a related note, when we did the Destiny cruise, we did the beer tasting, and it was just the two of us at a beer tasting. And they have this wine, and it's a fruit beer. Sorry, and it comes in like a $7.50 wine bottle. And it's 2.8% or something. Like, it's not even really beer. But we went in and the guy was like, so now that I've opened the bottle, I can't like sell it later tonight. So do you guys want to take it with you? So I walked around the cruise ship for half an hour drinking out of a wine bottle, like out of the bottle, because it was beer. You know, I'm not pouring it in a glass.
Basically,
so I have now done what Karen did.
Well, you guys met each other and you fell in love and you got married.
Right?
It makes sense.
Right? Now let's talk about Disney weddings.
Why we're really have you on?
Wait, what are we here for again?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. It's going to be like random conversation and see what happens. All right, Disney weddings. So let's start at the beginning. We know why Disney, but go ahead. We know because we were there and we heard the speech. But go ahead. Why Disney?
I can answer that. So it was really, Disney was kind of the go-to destination when I was growing up for vacations. So just my family, it's just a really special place for all of us. And like the first thing that Alex and I did when we met was book a trip to Walt Disney World. So we got engaged there. And then obviously we had to get married there.
Where'd you get engaged?
Well, that's a great story. Yeah. So I planned this whole trip with Alex's family. His cousin came, and we all surprised him. And the goal was to get engaged on the beach right outside of the beach club. But Alex didn't want sand in his shoes. And I had everybody up in the room waiting for us to surprise him. So I had to do it before we got up there. And he was like, I'm going up and taking a nap. And I was like, uh-oh.
Okay, we also have to remember that this is like at the end of probably a 3-day span of people randomly surprising me. So now my anxiety is heightened up. We were just at Hollywood Studios all day, and I knew we were doing one of the boat firework party things, tours. So I was like, I'm sweaty. I want to go take a shower, and I want to get a quick nap before the fireworks. So he's like, let's go out on the beach in front of by boardwalk. And I was like, no, I just said I wanted to go take a nap. So, and no, I don't I have shoes on. I'm sweaty. I don't want to go in here. And he's like, okay. And I just kept walking. I didn't even stop.
So then at that time, they had a smoking area right outside of the entrance, which wasn't a great spot for that. But there was a bench designated for smoking, and that's where we got engaged.
Because you're like, I gotta stop him before he goes in the building.
Yeah.
He was like, Alex, I have to. You sit down here. And I was like, what?
Can I just go take a nap?
Makes a good story, I guess, but
it does.
Not exactly how I had planned it.
Good thing there wasn't a photographer there, or if there was,
would have had the scowl.
I think we've talked about it, but ours was, all right, we'd better get married March 31st because my first wife's name was April.
And we were not.
And we're not doing that. And so it's either that or May. So.
Well, and like we said, it was either going to be March 31st or May 1st. But if it had been
May 1st, we wouldn't know you.
We wouldn't know you. We would never have met you.
That's crazy.
It was kismet.
And then we got married on May 1st.
Yeah.
Right. So it completed the circle. Love is a circle. It's not a triangle. There's corners.
There's no beginning. There is no end. Because it's a circle.
That's kind of nice.
It's not like a triangle. Triangle has a corner in the end. This one is a circle.
Okay, we get it. 3 corners.
Well, I mean, there are some love triangles, but
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh. It's not a square.
Not a square.
There's corners. You get stopped. It's a circle. So now you're engaged.
All right. So you got engaged and that was what year? 22?
Yep. September 22.
Okay. So it took almost 4 years to get married.
3.5.
I mean, that's not because of Disney. That's just because of us.
We were in no rush
either. Yeah, we were in no rush. I mean, we got engaged pretty quickly after we knew each other, so I was like, we don't have to get married right away.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
We did end up getting married before our wedding, which I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, we did.
I knew that.
Like a courthouse wedding. But
yeah. And when was that actually? Just out of
curiosity. That
was
2 years ago.
Yeah, March 8th, 2024.
Okay.
I
thought I remember you telling me about that.
So I asked Mike how long you guys had been together because I didn't really know.
Like Mike, my dad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's 3.
And he was like, and his answer was, I don't know, 5 years?
All right.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Sounds right?
Yeah.
On both sides? Sounds right from him. Sounds right.
That's right. It was
how long you guys have been together?
April 8th, 2021.
Okay.
Oh, and then April 8th, 2024. Nice.
No, March 8th.
Oh, March 8th. Okay.
I know. Close.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah.
So obviously Disney made sense.
Yes.
So So when did you actually make the decision that let's start planning for a Disney wedding?
So it was roughly, it was like 2 years prior to the wedding, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We just went on to like Disney weddings, and then you just go to contact us, you fill it out, and they'll say they'll get back to you.
Right.
Okay.
And then roughly 18 months before the date that you want, which is not guaranteed. The date that you want is not guaranteed, but you get to choose.
But you
date.
did request a date.
Yeah, you request your preferred date, and then you have backup dates.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, that roughly 18 months, you get contacted by a, what is it called? A wedding consultant.
Yeah, we actually had the meeting with the wedding consultant. I want to say it was like at the...
It was like the 18th month mark.
No.
Yeah, because it was January.
And that's when we had to put in our dates, I think. But we had it before then. And it's a sales representative. So this is not the person that plans your wedding, but he was a wedding planner at one point for Disney. So he knows like all of the different things that they can offer. And we just went over with him what we were thinking. And then he came back to us with a proposal and a rough estimate of the price. Obviously, you can add things on, and there's so many different options and things that you can do. But at that point, we at least had a price. And then from there, he gathered dates from us that we were looking at. And then at that 18-month mark is when they can submit those dates to Disney. And it all depends on where you want to get married. There's a bunch of different options that Disney has for locations that you can pick, and all of them have different capacity requirements.
Okay.
So we had to think about how many people we wanted there and how many people that would actually come to the wedding. And then all of them have different prices as well. If you want to get married inside the park, it's a little bit more than, say, a resort. So we had to think about all of that, and then they submit the dates. And if you get married inside the park, that has to get approved by the park before they let you know what dates you have. Because if they have other events or things going on, they would trump your wedding date. So
yeah, like for example, if you try to do it around the Christmas holidays with all the filming and stuff like that, those trump weddings, obviously.
Or if you wanted EPCOT on a night they had after hours or whatever, right?
Okay.
Or sometimes there are corporate events like conferences and things that they book out before the weddings. So all of that goes into your date that you get.
So that was my big question was like, did you guys go, we want to get married May 1st? Or did Disney go, you can get married May 1st?
Yeah, so we were strategic about it because we wanted to use our DVC points for our family and friends. So we saved our points, borrowed our points, and then used the points for that year. So we had 3 years of points, and we wanted to make sure that we could maximize. So we looked at the points charts, and we picked our date based off of the lowest points for our resorts, which was May.
Right, and you were doing mainly Boardwalk and Beach Club because that you own both, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So we ended up actually, unfortunately, May was our first choice, but we didn't think about, obviously, people will want to come before May. So that April day ended up being kind of problematic because it was more points, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right. It made the whole event, special. So it's like you kind of work with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So May 1st was actually what you were looking for. So you were kind of just working within the May timeframe. All right. That makes sense. I like that.
We had to give them, though, I think three dates.
You can give them as many dates as you want. However, how it works is, so you give them at that 18-month mark, you give them those dates, but they can't submit them until 12 months in advance. Nothing can be officially given to you until 12 months in advance. And then if you only submit like your main dates and they say, oh, that doesn't work, then you have to submit more dates, and it could take up to 4 weeks to hear back. So that's why they're like, well, submit as many dates as possible. We'll put down your preferred and then like your first choice and your second choice. And
Right.
then that way you can eliminate like that unneeded wasted time of possibly not getting what you exactly want.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That would be stressful.
Yeah. So
It
they,
is, right?
it is. And they let you know, though, right around that 12-month mark, if your date is secured. So they submit it to the park, I think, when you give them the dates. Okay. I thought they did. Maybe
But we're a year into this, right? Like at 2 years, you've gone, hey, we want to get married. At 18 months, they go, here's the dates. At 12 months, they tell you if your dates.
Yeah.
So you're a year into this
It's
before
so really
you know when you can get married.
Yeah, you really your main like your
Holy
whole planning period is a year. Like it's
Yeah.
you get your dates, it's really just for your location. So like we knew we wanted world celebrations, that was our big one. And then we knew we wanted to do a dessert party, so our consultant said, "Oh, Italy, like your choice is really at EPCOT. It's Italy, the France pavilion, like right by that bridge, and the UK. I'm not sure about any other locations for fireworks.
I think that's
But so he was like, Italy's the best one. That's the one we went with because you could see the Epcot ball. The other two you can't.
Right.
But yeah, so you really just submit your big ticket things. So like your dessert party, your reception, your ceremony. That's what we did. And then yeah, those are the dates. The dates are specific to that.
Well, you don't have to have a dessert party, but we decided to do that.
You don't
So,
Yeah. Sure.
But if another couple does have or want the same date as you, and it's approved by the park, it goes into a lottery. So at that point, one of you gets it, and then you get your like secondary potential date or third. Lucky for us, that didn't happen.
It didn't. Okay, I was wondering if it did.
I don't know if we know if we were in a lottery or not and just won. They just said you got your dates. And we're like, okay.
Yay. And I think Italy was, having the party, the fireworks party at Italy was like the perfect choice.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's the best, you got the bridge, you got the view of the fireworks, seeing Spaceship Earth dead on. I think that was perfect. And then the ease of getting in and out.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. So.
All right. So you have the dessert party. You have the ceremony set.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden we get on the bus and we can do Guardians of the Galaxy or Remy. Right?
Yeah.
So how does that work? Are they suggesting that? Did you guys ask for that?
So this is when you now move to like a different wedding like planner, but she's not like your wedding planner. She's just now going through the steps of what you can do, which is creating the BEO, which is the banquet
event order.
Yeah, the banquet event order.
Oh, there we go.
So with her or with them, you basically go over, this is like now 7 months before. So we didn't get our banquet event or our person until October.
Ooh.
So this is when you like kind of give them more of like your total amount of guests. You start going over like the room setups, how you want to do your ceremony, what like chairs you want, what you like the linens and all that. And that's when you tell her if you want to do a ride mix-in. Each ride mix-in you can do up to 100 people. We split it 50-50. However, most people chose Guardians, and it's okay to go over on your estimate as long as it doesn't go over 100.
Okay.
So
you guys had 100, right?
Yes.
I'm guessing, like, because 2 full buses feels like 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think each bus
Yeah.
held 56 or 58 people.
Okay.
We had 100 exactly. Well, actually, 102 including us. So
We
Yeah,
we
but
knew
you
about
guys
the ride.
don't count, right?
yeah.
And we knew about the ride mixing option from the wedding planner. Our initial sales planner told us that was something we could do and to think about it, and kind of priced it out for us,
Okay.
which we weren't initially going to do, but it was too cool. We had to do it. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's,
It was really cool.
Karen and I-
Having us all dressed up, going to it was just like, I'm in high heels on Guardians.
it's the only
What
time I'm riding Guardians in a 3-piece suit. I can tell you that. But we were talking about it today. Like, at some point you get to, oh, this is a thing, this is a thing, this is a thing. And you're like, oh, we've already spent so much money. Like, what's another,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
it does all add up. There
It
obviously
does all add up.
there were other options. There was one other option that I wish we would have done,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
What was that?
So at the end of your ceremony, and we haven't gotten there yet,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you can have
Yeah.
the Spaceship Earth do a show at one of the. You can pick the show, and it can do a show at your kiss. So
Oh,
nice.
that would have been so
You know what, though?
cool.
I think Spaceship Earth was perfect for you guys.
Yeah.
Just like it was. So I think you did well.
But that
And-
still would have been so cool.
I know, right? And no one knows obviously that we were thinking about doing that. So it ended
No.
up being just perfect how it was, but it would have been really cool.
Yeah.
You know,
I
the
did-
only thing that killed me about the whole thing about your ceremony was the guy up in GO82 vacuuming.
Oh my
You
god!
Oh, there was a
I
guy.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
In
funny.
GOATU, he's vacuuming. And he's got
Yeah.
a tall stick vacuum.
With the light on it.
Oh my
Wait
god!
till you see the pictures.
I can't wait.
I'm assuming they would Photoshop them out if they even see it, but that's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, but not out of my pictures.
I hope they got a picture of him. Yeah.
It was pretty funny. All of a sudden, we're sitting there.
I'm like, turn the light off. Like,
There's a wedding.
yeah.
it's a wedding, for God's sake. Wait 5 minutes.
Okay. So
Dude, how great was Trudy?
She was wonderful.
Yeah.
She did an
Yeah.
amazing job.
She did a great job.
Yeah,
Right?
she did.
Yeah, she was.
It was so
awesome.
funny. She's like, it's dark up here. I can't read the pages.
And you know what? Like 10 years ago, I'd have been like, what? And now I'm like, oh, I get it. The phone is on like total brightness and the reading glasses. And I'm like,
Yeah. Okay. So then we had everything. We had all that stuff picked out. So then was there a time frame that all of these things had to be final decision? It has to all be selected in place for it to be done, just as far as the scheduling and, funding of it all and that type of thing.
So technically, yes, everything has to be done, paid for, and kind of submitted 30 days from the event. So final payment is due 30
holy
days.
cow.
Like all your BEO adjustments are supposed to be done 30 days. They are flexible. Like if it's something small, like you can't, like 15 days, you can't be like, you know what, I want to do a ride mix in now. But
Right.
say like you need to adjust the guest count, like a few people,
Right.
allow like
It's
up to-
105 instead of 102.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, they are pretty flexible.
30 days.
Yeah, 30 days.
Right. Well,
But we had to know about the location and stuff before that, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she said
mean-
final. She's like saying, when does everything have to be submitted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you have to
And
pay?
payment is 30 days from the event.
We had to
And that's-
put a down payment down.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
Of course.
when you first talk to the consultant 18 months after that, if you want to go through with it, you have to put a $4,000 down payment down. Then I think it's 3 months from your event, you have to pay your event minimum. So based on your day and location for everything, they give you an event minimum that you have to hit, because everything is a la carte. There's no like package. So you have to like hit that minimum, which you're
Not a
gonna
problem.
with 100 people, you're gonna hit it with just the food.
Yeah.
Right.
So then you have to pay that, and then 30 days from the event, you have to pay your final total.
But they're super flexible. Like with us, we wanted it all on our credit card so we could get the points, and they let you pay. You can pay more whenever.
Mm-hmm.
So we did it in increments of however much it was. But
well, and I was curious because like a cruise, you've got to pay
like 90 days, sometimes
right.
90 days ahead.
Sometimes 90 days ahead.
Right.
You know, and this is something where there's a wait list. Like I figured, we were talking about this afternoon. Like I figured they'd be like, 6 months in advance, because
I was figuring 3.
if you don't pay it,
we can get somebody.
We got somebody else that's waiting on that date.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I was figuring 30 days. So, but it's interesting. But I mean, everything else you've already put down a sizable chunk on it. So yeah.
I mean, your event minimums, I mean, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And once that day hits, they're non-refundable. So
right.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. All right. So then you did the planning 18 months, did all that. So then at 12 months out, you got confirmation that you got your date and you got your location. So that was for the fireworks party, right?
Yep.
That was for the fireworks party and for the wedding location and for the date. So everything was all confirmed. And then obviously the reception the next day. That was all confirmed. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So then obviously you have to pick out all of the other stuff, the food and all of those types of things. So how did you go about deciding on the menus? Was that they give you the choice that these are the selections you have, or these are the only options you have, or how did that work?
So my question on that is, this is where this is coming from. We had the brown derby cup salad, and we had Ohana noodles. Are those on the menu? Did you guys ask for those to be on the menu?
Yeah, good question. So I listened to a ton of podcasts, wedding podcasts, as well as did a lot of research. Disney will give you a guide that has food options that they recommend, and they're kind of grouped together. But it's what they don't really advertise and tell you is it's fully customizable, and they can pretty much do anything that they have on property you can have at your wedding. Obviously there's a price associated with it, but they're able to do it, and they even can do inspired recipes if you have your own. And we actually did that too for one of our appetizers at the cocktail hour. So that's kind of how we knew about it. We asked, and they were able to do it. So
that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked the Cobb salad was very cool, having that. And then you had the cheeseburger spring rolls.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah. And that the meat was amazing.
Oh, my God.
The pork. Oh my God. So good.
The short ribs. Holy cow.
So good.
So
I just
included with like the wedding package, or not package, but if you're getting married, there is the party. So us two get to go to this food tasting that they put on, which is like a full buffet of like their top sellers. So like there was plenty of there were so many hors d'oeuvres, which that's where we got the pork belly from. Oh, like we love that. They had
a little pepper.
Yeah. They had an avocado bar, and we were like, oh, can we, instead of doing the bar, can we just do it as like an hors d'oeuvre, like a bite size? And they're like, yeah. So we did the avocado. We did half plain, half with the smoked salmon, because the smoked salmon was so good there. And then the inspired dish was Andrew's family's wonton recipe that is kind of like a family tradition for them. And they're like, yeah, just send us the recipe and we can make it to the best of our abilities, which they did a really good job. Yeah, the short rib was there, and I don't even like short rib, and I thought it was delicious. It was so good.
It was. It just melted right in your mouth. It was just so delicious. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. And then they had desserts and late night snacks at this. It was and it was all, like bottomless sangria. I was like, you never get this for like it felt free. It wasn't free. It was included, but it felt
included.
Free.
All right. So you guys came down for tastings.
Yep.
They have about one a month, I think.
So this is how that works. So they one a month, they just come down, do a tasting. So you had options.
Yeah. You have to sign up and make sure there's like availability,
and you do it as a group. So we did it with other couples, but we also during the tasting got to meet with a chef, and the chef goes through kind of your options. And there were some things that we didn't really like, but parts of things that we liked. And so he kind of curated a menu for us based on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So like we were wondering, like, if you couldn't be here on February 2nd, what they did about that. So it's one a month.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, roughly once a month. Because so you get sent 3 like right away, and we couldn't make any of those because it was right around the holidays. Like there was one at the end, like right before Thanksgiving, and then there was 2 in December, and we were like, we're not gonna make that. So we decided to go to the one in February. But yeah, when you sit down with that chef, you can like create your own dishes too. So like we had the Brussels sprouts and carrots, and we were like, well, we like the Brussels sprouts that are here, but they're very plain because they were at the tasting. And he's like, oh, well, what we can do is add carrots into that and do like a balsamic glaze over and then put bacon bits on top. And we're like, sold. And then the chicken we tasted there was kind of dry, and we're like, there's nothing worse than having dry chicken at a wedding. So we were like, can we do like a fish option, something that's like lighter, because there was a salmon there, but it was kind of fishy. So we're like, can we do something lighter? And he's like, oh yeah, and he drew up this white fish with the whatever seasonings, and that's where that came from. So it was kind of fun to kind of just play around with whatever, like we could just make up whatever we wanted to do.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, that's better than trying to sit down and, figure out your own dishes and having the chef there to help you plan them, or coming up with something that works for what you want rather than what fits their needs or what they have available. So that's nice, because I've heard so many people, they've gone to schedule, do the food for their wedding, and they go, well, they say that they can't get this particular type of thing. I'm like, this is what I want. And they're like, no, that's just not available here. Or we don't, it's not something that we normally do.
Disney, it's all available, right?
I know, but
that was one of the reasons, or one of the big things that we wanted was the food we wanted. So that's another reason we went with Disney. But at the tasting, they not only have the food, they have someone that you can meet with for cakes. They have dessert bar options. They have late night snack options. They had the live musicians there playing that you can rent out for your reception. And they also had Major Domo, who's somebody that kind of like announces the carriage. You can rent Cinderella's carriage if you want to. They had him there so you could see what that looks like or what he's like. And then they also had Mickey and Minnie show up at the end as a surprise. So it was actually...
Of course they did.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That was good.
All right, so let's talk about...
Yeah, since you brought that up.
Let's talk about Goofy showing up.
In his tuxedo.
In a tuxedo.
And top hat.
And out dancing Alex in those big old shoes.
Well, I'll let Andrew talk about it, because I didn't know he was going to be there.
All right, so how does that work? Like,
how did you surprise him?
Obviously it's not part of the package.
Yeah, it's an add-on. You can have I think you can pretty much do any character. Disney has to approve it, and they're all different prices. And then you also get to pick what outfits they wear. And they give you a list of outfits that you can pick from, like typical wedding outfits, but you can also request other outfits that they don't give you, and they just have to approve it.
Okay.
But I did as a surprise. So I had to message our coordinator separately and then get a separate banquet event order just for Goofy to be there. And they kind of pulled me aside once we got there, and we figured out the logistics of how it was all going to work without Alex even knowing. And our photographer helped a lot too. But
yeah,
that's how that happened.
So, but that was cool. So,
And then Alex didn't even know about the interpretive dance.
Oh man. No.
the whole terrified look of literally
I actually
everybody.
don't know who was more terrified looking, Alex or Andrew, when he turned around and was like, God, can you imagine?
That
Yeah,
was good. That was good.
I think everyone pretty much believed that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Everyone did. And then everyone laughed
because we're all looking
for a
at
long
each other
time.
going,
And then everyone
"Seriously?"
cried
Yeah.
when you said what you were actually doing.
Yeah.
Like, holy
We all
God,
went from
man.
laughing to seriously, you're making us all cry.
Oh my God. When you were like, okay, no, it's not going to be that. It's going to be
Yeah.
all my aunts. And then everybody cried.
Yeah.
Holy cow, dude.
All right. So then I have a question as far as I have it on here. What about, because it's Florida, weather. What about the rain contingency? So how did that?
So we know the invitations said
Yeah.
there's an alternate venue. Well, what was the alternate venue?
Yeah.
The real answer to that is we don't really know. For the dessert party, they told us it was going to be American Adventure, but for the ceremony, we didn't know. They kind of place you if need be. They can tell you can request like places you don't want to go and request places that you want to go. So we requested not to be in the aquarium, and we wanted the GM lounge above Test Track, but that's not technically owned by Disney. It's owned by GM, so they have to get permission. So like it was requested if need be, but we didn't know.
And I don't know if that's normal or if that's because we requested the GM lounge and they didn't have an answer. I think typically you do get a location, but we did not want the C's. And I think that's usually where they put you. So in our BEO, we did have a weather location and it just said GM lounge. They know that it is based off of approvals or something like that.
Right. Okay.
I was wondering if it was just like move under Spaceship Earth or.
Yeah.
No, they put you inside.
Yeah.
And another bad thing about that is you are taking a risk, because any event fee that you pay for a certain area, you don't get refunded if you get moved to an area that's less price.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
and the C's is not as expensive.
Yeah. I mean, we chose the most expensive place, so we were taking the risk.
Right.
And we have bad luck. So we, for the whole time, we were just assuming it was going to rain.
It was going to rain.
What it is, but it ended up not. Yeah. So it was perfect.
But
it rained the next day, but
it actually ended up being like the perfect night.
You know, we talked about it, Andrew, we talked about it at the reception. Like every single part of it was perfect.
Yeah.
The whole weekend.
It just worked out. You know, that it was fine that it rained on Saturday because it really didn't matter that it was on Saturday. And but the weather with the breeze and no humidity, and it wasn't even hot on Friday night.
Yeah.
It was just like it's like, you know, the whole Kismet thing. It
was.
Yeah, we couldn't have asked for a better day.
It's
like
perfect.
a better weekend, really. Everything
I mean
perfectly.
I told you, Andrea, like the only thing that I know that went wrong was the dude drove the bus down the wrong driveway.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even that big of a deal. He had to back it up,
No.
which was impressive.
That
Which was
impressive.
very impressive.
Because the way he got in, I mean, he just had the width of the width of the bus to do that. That was impressive.
As somebody who has driven big vehicles, that was impressive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay. So then I have another question
Okay.
on like the room blocks, because I know that part of the wedding thing is you have room blocks, and then you also receive something as part of those room blocks too.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work?
So you don't have to do room blocks, but
Okay.
there is an incentive if you do them. There is a minimum, though, that you have to agree to. The incentive is you get free nights based on how many rooms you block through your room block, but
Okay.
you have to meet the minimums that you agree to. So you're kind of taking a risk. A lot of people get stressed out doing room blocks, so they just don't do them. We were pretty confident we were going to meet the minimums.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, you get some free nights from Disney. You can pick any resort based on how many room nights you book through your room block is how many free nights you get. So we ended up getting, I think, 2 nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
For free. And obviously, we chose Grand Floridian. But your DVC rooms count towards your minimums,
Really?
but not for the free nights. So
Okay.
that kind of saved us a little bit because we weren't
Yeah.
as concerned about meeting the minimum then, because
Yeah.
we knew we were going to make it.
That was why we were like, oh, we're doing room blocks no matter what, and we're gonna choose the 3 that we're choosing because we already have enough rooms to cover the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
We just might not get the free nights, which is fine, but
Right.
at least we have rooms available.
Right. And it was Boardwalk, Beach Club, and Yacht Club?
No,
Beach Club,
no.
Boardwalk, Caribbean Beach,
Oh, okay.
and Pop Century.
Okay.
Okay.
Or the Skyliner
Mm-hmm.
access.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So I was just so happy that our wait list came through
Mm-hmm.
for Boardwalk.
Yes,
Right.
Yes. That worked out
nice, easy walk from the reception.
Yes.
Yes.
Very much nice. All right. That was like the list of questions. What things did we not ask you that you wanted to tell us about?
Yeah, we did.
Because I'm sure there's stuff that we didn't bring up. I'm sure.
I guess one thing is if you are doing anything in the park, so our ceremony and our dessert party inside the park, you have to do everything through Disney. So if you want to do florals, we didn't bring up florals, so
Oh yeah.
that is it. But we can bring that up later. Florals, you have to do through Disney, and also if you do,
Photographers.
no, photographers you can do outside. We had outside photographers.
Okay.
But so florals, and if you did a DJ, that would have to be a Disney DJ.
Okay.
But outside of that, but you can bring in videographers, but you have to videographer or photographer, you have to have a media guy, which you have to pay for, of course, to follow them around.
Okay.
Yes. So
Yeah.
outside vendors are sometimes more expensive because they require extra fees, like a media person to, I think each photographer and videographer needs 2 media people. And they kind of make sure that they're taking appropriate pictures. And luckily, our photographer works with Disney all the time, so they trust him and he was great. But I think it's more for photographers that don't typically do a Disney wedding, and they can show them around and kind of be their person for the event.
Mm-hmm. And then anything outside of Disney. So like since our reception was at the boardwalk, it wasn't inside a park, we were allowed to have third party. So like our floral was all third party. And with that, if you do third party, Disney coordinators won't help them per se. So we hired another third party day of coordinator to help them set up, and then also help anything we brought. So like our party favors and all that, she set that up, and all the table decor that we brought.
Okay.
And then took it down
Yeah.
when we were done.
Yeah, and then
'Cause we
she,
couldn't-
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
she took it down too.
Well, that was nice.
Okay, so let's talk about videographers, band, this stuff.
DJ stuff.
So
yeah.
you guys are in Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
but you hired a local videographer, a local band. How's that work?
That was me listening to podcasts and doing research.
Mm-hmm.
Disney, for a lot of couples that don't want to do that, Disney does offer their own photography services, and you can see examples of the different photographers that they have, and you can choose from a list, and it's still, you're still paying for them,
Right.
but they're kind of somewhat included. Like the price is adjusted a little bit because you don't need the media guide and all the extra stuff.
right.
But they're also about the same price as going third party. I don't know. We just heard really good things about the photographer mostly, and then he recommended the videographer, and we loved her work. So we went
She
with
was
her.
great.
Yeah, she was great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They-
And then the
they were-
DJ. Sorry,
He was
go
good.
ahead.
No. He was good. I liked him.
Yeah, he was great. The DJ I saw at a work conference of like DJ Fusion, which is instruments with a DJ, so they kind of play and
Yeah.
accompany the DJ. And I thought that was
Yeah,
the coolest thing.
they had a trumpet
Yeah,
player,
the
a
trumpet.
saxophone player, and a drummer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Disney does have, with the reception package, they offer the DJ, and I think there's a fee with it, but if you want to go third party, you can. So we did, and it was a little bit more money because you also have to then pay for the stage and the power connections and all that stuff through Disney. But that's the experience that we wanted, and we wanted to just, with the Disney DJ, you don't know what you're getting. So we met with all these DJs.
Mm.
We picked the one we liked, and it ended up being awesome. We were a little worried about it, but he
Mhm.
was so good. And with Disney, they just assign one to you day up. Like you don't know who you're getting and what it's going to be like. So that's kind of what we paid a little bit more because we wanted to know what we were getting, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Right.
and I 100% agree with that. I mean, it's a big thing. I mean,
But you
wanna
found a
know.
lot of this stuff from podcasts.
Yeah. Carrie Hayward's podcast is very helpful for anyone trying to plan a Disney wedding. But yeah, it's really word of mouth, like following people on Instagram,
Socials.
Facebook, making like
Mhm.
We asked questions
Yes.
like for floral vendors on Facebook groups.
And that shocked me is like the boutonnieres and the corsages. Disney was cheaper than almost any place we found by
Really?
quite a bit. Like we said no to it because we thought it was going to be more expensive, and then we like asked around, and to get like the flowers that we were going to get at Disney, it was like so like double the price, and we're like, no, we're not. Like that's silly.
Which
Right.
is surprising
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's Disney.
That- That's really shocking. And I love
Yeah.
the wrist corsages for the
Yes.
ladies. I thought those were beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And our boutonnieres, we were like, oh, can we get them magnetic? And they're like, yep. Like it was so easy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Little things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because last thing you want to do is ruin your tux, with
Yeah.
a pin. Yeah, the magnet makes sense.
Where'd you guys get the tuxes?
So we looked around.
Yeah.
We went to a bunch of places. We ended up liking Suit Supply, which I think is a chain, but in bigger cities. In Chicago is where we got them.
Yeah.
We had to go back like 3 or 4 times.
Oh.
But
It was very nice. It was very like hear supply like a chain, and you're thinking of like Men's Warehouse, but this is like you go in, you work with a person, you have to make an appointment, you work with a person, and he's gonna fit you, and then you get it. Andrew got like a custom tux, so they like had it made, brought in, try it on, get it all sized, all the tailoring's included, and it was like really nice. Like
yeah,
That's cool.
good
And
But
experience.
not in Orlando.
No. So we had to
Yeah.
we had to bring them with us.
Yes. And the airlines were not nice about it. So
Yeah.
we did have to shove them into our carry-on luggage, which I was hoping they would
seriously?
let me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thankfully our third-party day of coordinator also does steaming, so she came over before this, like
Friday.
She came over Friday and steamed them.
Steamed out this. Wow. I actually brought a steamer with
Friday.
us because.
We should have asked you. I didn't even think I asked you.
So Friday,
it wasn't a high quality steamer. It was.
it was good enough.
Yeah.
But Friday, all right. So Friday was day of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I can imagine that would be stressful, especially bringing them with you. So yeah. Okay. So
That's
what
the
haven't
other
we
thing
asked you? Yeah.
That's the other thing that was crazy though, is all of the signage and like the print stuff that we had to bring with us.
Mm-hmm.
We had to
You
pack
to
all
bring
that
it with
people-
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just ship it down to me?
Because
didn't
what if it
trust
gets
it.
lost?
I didn't trust
like
it.
all of our invites.
All of our invites
my
got
God.
lost, and that screwed with my head. So I didn't want to.
We got one returned to us while we were gone.
An invite
Yeah,
that we sent
I remember you
before.
looking at that. Yeah. So yeah, on Saturday I remember you looking through the stack of mail that you had that somebody picked up for you, and you're like, "We think that's a returned one."
It-
Because I ended up getting both of them.
But
the
didn't you get your first one after?
Yes. The second one showed up first, and then the first one showed up like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
And it looked like it had been through hell.
Yeah, it looked like it went through a machine after we had
I paid extra
the
for it
paid
not to.
extra stamp that said no machine on it.
Yeah, but it looked like it had gotten partially eaten up in the machine too. It had
Yep.
extra sticker things on it. It was a
Yep.
disaster.
Yeah, also, we're working on some of that stuff like the day before I left. So
Yeah.
we just did.
Yeah.
So what things have we not asked about that
Yeah.
you want to let us know about your experience?
I mean,
I think for me, I didn't realize how much goes into like all of the print stuff, like the invites and like the tickets that we made and the like little table tent cards and all of the signs and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. So that is what I spent a majority of my time doing the last like 3 months leading up to the wedding, designing all of it, printing all of it, making all of it.
Mhm.
It's a lot of work.
mhm.
If I could
Yeah.
go back and do it over and I had the money, I would pay someone to do all of that for me.
Okay.
Friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did friendship bracelets.
I made those,
That
yeah.
that was Alex.
Those are actually fun. Those are fun making. I like making friendship bracelets. So.
Yeah. Even though you lost
Hmm.
yours on Small World.
I know. It's forever on Small World now.
You know,
Yeah.
earlier today, my friendship bracelet was right here on my desk, and now I don't know where it is.
It's still on your desk.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Wow, I suck. Anyway,
Is there anything else for the event other than the, paper stuff that you would have done differently?
I mean, if we just had unlimited money, the EPCOT ball show would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really,
all right, since you didn't do it, can I ask how much would that have cost?
I think it was between 3,000 to 4,000.
I want to say it was
Ooh.
4,800.
It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to
No,
be.
it's not.
I was figuring
And you
that-
really, basically, all you're doing is paying the guy to hit play.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
you're paying that
honestly, I
person to hit
I was thinking it would be double that, to be very honest. So
So I have a couple of questions.
of course you do.
I do. If you had decided instead of giving us Guardians and or Remy,
Mm-hmm.
that we could have gone on the land or Nemo with friends and friends, right? To Disney, that's the same price, right? It's the same number of people.
No.
Okay, but for
No.
Disney,
Oh,
it's
for
the
Disney.
same number of people working the same half hour.
Correct. Yeah.
How much would those have been?
So
You probably don't even know because you wouldn't have asked for it.
no, all the rides are the same price except for Guardians. Guardians is like double.
Significantly more.
Well, but
Yeah.
it's Guardian.
So we
mean-
did try and do Soarin', but they either someone else had it booked out or they didn't. They weren't allowing it.
No,
So,
because they're testing Soarin' across America.
yeah, that's probably what it is.
It
Yeah.
probably is because
Yeah, they're testing the new one.
Saturday is
That's when they work on it. Yeah.
our
Preview. Can you think of anything that would be helpful to other people that want to plan a Disney wedding?
Start early.
Start early.
I was going to
Also-
say, so if you had started 18 months in advance, it would have pushed everything back 6 months, right?
No, you don't have to start 2 years in advance. You could start. I mean, you wouldn't get your like consultant right away, probably. So the earlier you sign up, maybe the quicker you get a consultant. I don't know about that, but if you have any questions, make sure you email your people that you're supposed to be talking to. So like when you are in your consultant stage, if you have any questions, email them. They get, and make sure you stay on top of them if they're not replying. And then when you switch over to like your BEO person, if you want something added on there, say it. Don't hold off on it. Don't wait. Just get it added and they can update it. Just and make sure you're following through, because sometimes it falls through, and then if it doesn't get added, then you're not going to get it. Or
Right.
make sure you go over it, because sometimes they charge you more, and you are like, no, I don't want that many. I want this. This is what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
How seamless or not seamless was it working with two different groups? The people at EPCOT, the people at the hotels.
Yeah. So it was pretty much the same people. They were all part of like the same group, I guess, but they switched off each night. I think so. Typically what happens with Disney weddings is they're in one day. So they'll get married before park opens. They'll have a dessert party, or they'll have their reception for brunch and then a dessert party at night, and you don't have to have a dessert party. A lot of people do. Or they'll have their dessert party as their reception.
Mhm.
And then you have the same person. So I think because we split it into 2 days, we had one of the same person both nights, but we had one of those people switch out each night.
So the one person that switched out into our reception day, so she was our rehearsal person. So we knew her going into it. So we met her. Then on Friday, that was Thursday. Then on Friday, we met, we had Haley and two Ericas. And I think one of the Ericas was the media guide. So we didn't really see her. But then on Saturday, we had Haley, Ebony, which was our Thursday person, and then Erica again. So like they were still, and they were like the planners. So like the guides, the ones with the flashlights, yeah, they're going to be different every single time. But the planners were with us the whole time.
Yeah, and I know when we were leaving Friday from the dessert party,
Mhm.
that people were like, okay, we'll see you tomorrow, and she's like, no, we won't. No, you won't, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I have a on tail end on that. So getting the people from the location from Italy to Guardians, that's part of the whole, having the ride experience associated with it. That's included with all of that, right?
No.
Or is that okay?
So the motor coach is a separate charge.
Okay.
And that we paid for like I think it was a 6-hour service.
Mhm.
So that was a separate charge.
Okay.
But
All right. So the
But-
first specific thing I want to ask about your ceremony, I think, first specific thing. I feel like when we got off the buses, they said, okay, you know, we all had our little tickets for the ride we were going to ride. And it was, if you're going on Guardians, you'll be on this bus. If you're going on Remy, you'll be on this bus. And then when we all came out, they were like, doesn't matter, get on either bus. We're all going to the same place. So I feel like there were, you said 102 people, including you guys.
Yep.
How many people went to Remy's?
10.
which was not our
That's
plan.
more than I thought. So what did they do?
Said 6.
So what did they do? Like put them in a bus?
No,
in
they
a
walked.
van instead? Or
they walked.
Oh, they
down-
walked.
They
to
walked.
Remy. Okay.
Oh, okay. I get that.
I mean,
you're
it's
not that far, right?
You're going half of the showcase. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they were actually really nice about that. That was not the plan.
Yeah.
And we ended up having more people wanting to do Guardians than we thought.
Mhm.
A lot of older people that we didn't think would like to do it
Right.
ended up
Yeah.
going on it, and they didn't like it and got sick, but at least they tried it, I guess.
Well, but they made that choice,
Yep.
right?
So
Yeah.
they did. We asked, and they were able to switch it up last minute. So they took 2 buses over to Guardians, and then the Remy's
Okay.
people walked.
Okay.
I got my only picture of me in a 3-piece suit
Yeah.
on Guardians. So
I still love your.
you've got your only picture of you guys in a tuxedo.
which
on
by the
Guardians.
way, both of you with the.
Fantastic.
It was
picture.
fantastic picture, fantastic. So,
I did
I
ask
like-
if you could send us all of those pictures. We'll see what they say.
Okay.
I like was it your brother, Alex, that was behind us?
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
I think you're.
I think
yeah.
it was.
Whose picture was,
Yeah.
and it was,
Uh-huh.
oh God, I missed it. We had
Oh,
told him,
God.
we were like,
Tried to coordinate.
we told him, we were like, here's what we're
we were
doing.
trying to do the pose.
Here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And here's where the picture is.
And he didn't listen.
And he went, oh God, I missed it. And it was actually a great picture.
Because he even screamed as soon as it happened. He goes, "I missed it!"
It was actually, but his picture is great.
Yeah.
We did
Your
ask Disney.
sister-in-law or whatever she is, not so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her hair is like all
Yeah, she was like, I don't know.
We did ask Disney if we could try to save some money by not having the transportation piece, but
Mhm.
they said no. So I think
And thank God we did it. That would have been if we had people walking.
That's a long
that would have been a
walk.
lot of walking.
That's
I
a
remember walking back to the
long
hotel afterwards, and I was like, "Thank God we were not walking
Yeah.
all over the place."
We were all in dress shoes, high heels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'd have been miserable walking all the way to Guardians and then all the way back to Italy
Ugh.
yeah,
and then all the way to the ceremony.
and then all the way back.
and then
to
all the
Yeah.
way
And
back up
then-
front.
Then from Italy, the ceremony. Yeah.
I told Karen the week coming up, I was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to get dropped off at the break room that I go to when I worked at Monorail. And sure enough, we were right there.
Yeah. But it
Yeah,
was the
cool
best.
to see
it was-
behind the scenes.
Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah.
I found it because I know how they are about taking pictures and video backstage.
Mhm.
I found it interesting they let us sit there for like 15 minutes before they came out and go, don't take pictures.
Yeah,
Because-
we missed all that.
Yeah.
Part of my job is like when I evacuate people from Tiana's going, put your phone away. Put your phone away. And they
Yep.
waited a long time to tell people that.
Yep.
There were a lot of people on that bus that took pictures of
A lot of things.
really crappy stuff. Like
Yeah,
we did not have a great backstage view sitting on the bus where we were.
No, it was not
Yeah.
a great view.
And then you
Okay,
walk
so
in
now-
and it's just beautiful.
It's beautiful,
there it is.
exactly. And it was
Yeah.
a great walk-in spot though too. Once you
Right.
got through the gate, it was like a perfect walk-in spot. So
Right.
yeah. So on your photos, that's through that you said that was through a third party, right? So
Yep.
how long till they get you your proofs?
I think they said 6 weeks will be the max amount of time, but
Okay.
we'll see. If it's longer
Okay.
than that, probably send a little email and see. But yeah, I think about 6 weeks. Same
Okay.
for the video.
Nice. Nice.
Do you want to share who that was?
Yeah, Nathan Root and Jency Root Photography. And the video is
ROOT?
they're
Okay.
called the Roots. I think their Instagram handle is,
I think it's Root Photography.
That's cool.
and then the film was Heart Happy Films with Kimberly.
Okay.
And then we had a spray tan. I don't know if you noticed, but we were golden. And that was
Valentina.
I did
solar-
not notice. I thought you were just glowing.
You were just
It was the spray
going
tan.
to make rings.
Solar
and that
Mimicry.
you did that here?
Solar mimicry.
And
Okay,
it was
got it.
super convenient. She just came to the hotel, and
What?
it takes like 5-10 minutes per person. And
It
she-
was amazing.
yeah, she pitches a tent. Basically, you stand in it, and she brings all her stuff, airbrushes you down, and
She was so fun.
she's super fun.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
He's living
Can't
it
stop
over here.
laughing about pitching a tent.
She does.
You are my husband.
You just pitch a tent.
Oh my God, I'm 14 again.
Who else? Our DJ, Speechless.
Oh yeah, Speechless Entertainment was our DJ.
Speechless entertainment.
Speechless entertainment.
And
All
so
right.
he was himself, and then the horns and the drum were separate.
Speechless is a company, and I'm not
Okay.
quite sure how that all works, but they have DJs. We met with him a month before,
Yeah.
I think, our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also, I think they hire the musicians and they all kind of work together. They have bands. They have a bunch of different options you can go with
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
for event.
So it's very much like the M80s slash, yeah.
Oh, and the third party floral arrangement
that's,
ones.
Longwood.
Event rentals.
Okay. Because those were
Okay.
beautiful.
Yes.
The floral at the reception were beautiful. And the
Alright.
way it was all set up with because each table had was a ride based.
Mhm.
And then
Uh-huh.
you had the photos of you, photo pass pictures of you on the ride, which I thought was
Those-
really cool.
Yeah, that's what
I made those.
Andrew made those.
Okay.
That was a lot of
still
work.
very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you put in a lot of work, Andrew.
Yes.
I did. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other thing that we did, which was great, I don't know the word. It was a really good use of money.
Okay.
It was we hired a Carrie Hayward. She runs the Disney
No.
Wedding podcast.
We didn't hire her, did we?
I paid for that.
Oh.
Oops.
Yeah, cut that part out.
Surprise.
No, it's okay. He won't cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah, she looked over our BEO. We met with her for I think you knew 30 or 60 minutes, and she looked over our banquet event order and told us where we could save money, and then gave us tips on things that she would recommend adding. She got married at Disney a few years ago, and she's looked at a bunch of them, so she kind of knows the ins and outs, and that was like an invaluable. We saved so much money because she told us about the nacho bar and like all this stuff that you could do to save a little bit. So that was very helpful.
Instead of doing desserts, you do like the nacho thing, because I know there's a big price difference between desserts and like the snack thing, like you did the nacho bar. So I mean, it's considerable. It's like $5,000 difference.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
It, a big difference.
You can do the bars, I guess, like are better. They're more cost effective. So you can do a pasta bar or a nacho bar, and we added tater tots to ours, which was awesome. But yeah, they're a lot more cost effective than a
cheeseburger, spring rolls.
Picking, picking, random appetizers or desserts.
Right. Yeah, because I know just because we were part of a dessert party, fireworks dessert party that was at the France Pavilion. It was the one at the bottom. And it was a big difference of, yes, you had to meet a minimum. And this is, because it was 100 people. And I think it was 100. Might have been 75, but it was, all right, dessert party is this much. If you don't have this many people, it's still this much. And I was surprised for desserts how much it was. And then I'd asked, because it was Mandy that was coordinating it. And she goes, if we'd not done desserts, it would have been less expensive. But everybody wanted desserts. So, because you think of a dessert fireworks party.
Yeah.
So, but I thought yours was good just because it was a longer night. So it made more sense. So, yeah.
And then we had the ice cream novelties.
Yeah.
After for dessert, which those are billed on consumption. So if not everyone does it, you don't pay for it. So,
Oh, that's good.
They did run out of the frozen bananas though.
Oh no, it's probably not a popular option either. So
yeah, but they were delicious.
It wasn't your wedding.
It wasn't yours. So that's actually one of my favorite ones. That's as far as considered ice cream, because I only do the fruit bars. For ice cream, for me, I'm like, frozen bananas, frozen chocolate bananas, because it's the dark chocolate, and not many things have the dark chocolate on them. So
I've never had one. I need to try one now.
They are delicious.
I did the Mickey bar.
Next time you're down.
Not a good choice. Yeah.
It was a Mickey bar.
It's a Mickey bar.
Yeah. I wish I would have done the sandwich.
I'm into the Dole fruit bars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but the sandwiches are good though too. Do you have any suggestions to anyone planning a wedding that you have not given tips to?
I would say just do your research and then listen to the podcasts and get on the socials and ask the questions. Always ask if it's something that you want to do. The worst thing that they're going to say is no. And they didn't really ever tell us no to anything.
No, they told you how much.
Yeah, they would just tell us how much. Yeah. And but they would also give us like options if it wasn't exactly kind of what we were picturing.
Yeah, and if you think something is too much, ask them if there's an alternative thing. Because we wanted to do coffee and they wanted to charge us like $17 a person. We're like, that's too much. And then they're like, oh, well, you can also pay by the gallon, which was significantly cheaper. And we're like, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that they gave the options, that they gave you alternatives. So, yeah. So that's good.
Yeah. If you have a question, ask it. That's really most of the time they said yes. So
it's a lot of back and forth. They don't really talk on the phone or do like a video chat often. You can schedule it at any time, but it's a lot of emails. It's kind of like every day we were emailing them one thing or another thing, and they would add it, and then we would take something off. And it's just, there's a lot of communication. So just be ready, I guess, for that, because it is a lot. It's a lot of time. Like I was doing it almost daily, I think, for at least 4 months up to the wedding.
And are you happy you did it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, but some people have.
It was so great.
Some people do a wedding. They're like, I really just wish I hadn't gone so big.
Totally.
That type of thing. And
it was everything we did, I think, turned out perfectly, and I don't think I would change anything about it.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was and I kept telling Scott, I'm like, that is the most amazing, spectacular thing I've ever been associated with that wasn't the Star Cruiser.
just as a guest, I wouldn't have changed anything you guys did.
Yeah. It was just
it was fantastic.
It was
amazing. That. Yeah. And that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted people to say that. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And I just love the fact that we were included in just that amazing experience. So
we had multiple people come up to us and say that they loved you too, by the way.
Thank you.
Was it people we already knew?
Yeah. Were these new people or?
They were new people.
Yeah.
I think it was it your dad?
I can't remember.
Oh, me and Mike
Mike
were
was one
simpatico.
of them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Billy.
Every time he saw me.
Billy and I were hanging out.
Oh, yeah, Billy.
Yeah.
Billy and I were okay when I asked him when he said he was from Louisiana. I said, all right, are you a Cajun or a redneck? And he was like, wait, you know?
Yeah. So, and I forgot to ask the cannon, the confetti cannon.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was
extra.
amazing. That was amazing. Obviously, Disney has to orchestrate that one, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You knew that was coming?
Yeah,
We
we
paid for
had a very detailed conversation with the DJs, and then before the reception, we talked to the guy who was running it to get it timed perfectly.
We practiced it,
Okay.
a few times.
Well, I mean, he practiced
Without actually shooting it?
The confetti.
Yeah, without shooting it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was very clearly everybody get out here.
Everybody get on the
Yeah.
floor. But
Yeah.
it just like, it made the whole thing. It was like, that was the, pinnacle of the.
Again, the only thing I would have liked to have seen different the whole time was an interpretive dance.
Next time I'm down, we'll go to the dance hall
Next
and maybe
time.
we can
Okay.
work something
Yeah.
out.
I'm sure Alex was desperately trying to be part of that.
I wasn't sure if I was going to be called out there to do this or what, and I was like sinking in my chair, like, oh no.
Dude, you had everyone bought into it.
You really
It was amazing.
Yeah.
That was
And I was like,
amazing.
wow, did he really go somewhere and get lessons?
Right?
God.
And all of us were like, oh my God, he's going to do this.
Literally at the table, we were all just kept looking at each other going, is he really going to do this? I mean, we're literally everyone at the table. We're just like, what? And like, April's looking at me. I'm like, I don't know.
My favorite part of the whole thing was when he just turned around and goes, oh my God, can you imagine? It was amazing. Oh my God. So, all right. I guess
right.
that's it.
Guess that's it. Thank you guys for joining
Awesome.
us and telling us
Yeah,
about your
thank you.
This was
amazing
fun.
wedding.
A lot of fun.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, hopefully
Of course.
we tried to talk
yeah.
close to the mic.
You're
No. The audio's good.
He will do his magic.
Okay, so that was our friends Alex and Andrew talking about their wedding May 1st and 2nd and April 30th, and it was a big weekend. Thanks so much for coming on, guys. Thanks for including us in it all around. Hopefully someone out there learned something. We did. Now we have to figure out a cruise date. That's going to wrap up episode 254 of the Mickeyphile Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Mickeyphile_podcast. Same thing on TikTok at Mickeyphile_podcast. Facebook group for the Mickeyphile Podcast and a Facebook page for the Mickeyphile Podcast. We post stuff there, more news on the page, a little more conversational on the Facebook group, but go follow them both. We're on podcasts available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere else you find podcasts. If you enjoyed the episode or if you've been enjoying episodes, shoot on over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star rating or review. We would appreciate it. Helps people find us. If you would like to have a opportunity to be on the show like Alex and Andrew, shoot us an email, mickeyphilepodcast@gmail.com. Stay in the dang boats.